Hi, my name's Bernadette and this is Fix My Fibro. So, as I mentioned in my introductory video, I've been told I've had fibromyalgia since I had this really weird symptom presentation, got really sick, the sickest I'd ever been in my life back in 1999. So, 23 years ago, a long time ago. I had about 8 specialists tell me I had fibromyalgia, and I hated that diagnosis. I didn't agree with it because it was a default diagnosis. It was a diagnosis where they're saying to you, you know what, in the absence of anything else, we can't figure out what your symptoms are. So we're just going to say, look, it's fibromyalgia. You've got this chronic widespread pain. You've got chronic fatigue, and nothing else shows up in your blood tests. So therefore, we're just going to call it fibromyalgia and send you on your way. And I didn't accept that. I refused to actually call it fibromyalgia, probably for the first 10 years. But then I actually wrote a book about 10 years later, after 10 years, because I'd already figured out some really amazing triggers that relate to some of the symptoms that I'll be talking about in these videos. But the first and foremost thing that is the problem with fibromyalgia, medically, diagnostically, is the fact that there is no blood-based diagnostic test. That is the simple crux of the biggest issue of fibromyalgia. So fibromyalgia, you would know when you get sick. You have every blood test known to man. You have every imaging test. You've got pain in all sorts of places in your body, abdominal, gut, joint, everywhere, head, migraines. You feel like your head's going to explode when you're having a really massive onset. You're having all of these absolutely insane symptoms, which even on their own would be medically absolutely terrible, but they all happen together. So you have like 10 or 20 of them happening in any given day, and they're obscenely nasty and they're terrible. And no one can tell you why you're having them, because you know what? Every blood test is normal. Every blood test is normal. Every imaging test is normal. It just goes on and on and on. So the biggest single issue of fibromyalgia is that there is no accurate diagnostic test. We live in a world of diagnostic pathology. There are thousands and thousands of diseases on the planet, and we live in a time in technology that we can actually take a little bit of your blood, put it through a whole range of different analyzers in a laboratory, and get the results back. You can be told if you have a certain type of cancer. You can be told if you have some sort of a metabolic issue. You can be told if you have some imbalances in your electrolytes or some of your processing or metabolic disorders. All of these disorders are really easy to diagnose because we have such amazing advances in diagnostic pathology. I've come from that area in a professional setting. I was a major, not a major, like a high-level manager in one of the top leading diagnostic companies in the world. They are one of the biggest in the world, and they don't have a test for fibromyalgia. So that concerns me, and that is the crux of the issue with fibromyalgia. And I'm going to explain why you don't get a result on any of your blood-based diagnostics. There is a reason for that, and it relates to the underlying condition that you actually have, in part, that makes up the complex spectrum disorder that's known as fibromyalgia. So keep listening. There's going to be hundreds of videos because there's hundreds of symptoms. I'm just going to keep explaining each and every symptom, explain where it's coming from, explain the basis of it, and you will get hopefully an education in understanding why you're getting your symptoms and how to stop them, because I live a much improved life because of the fact that I understand these triggers, and I'd like to teach you what they are. Happy listening.